People of the internet, I am ThatFkingGuy and today is a special flashback episode of the show as we dust off our skateboards and roll ourselves down the halfpipe to do some ollies and grindage in a world where the X Games were still half a decade away and frosted tips were the height of rebellion. On this show, Sunset Skip is joining me as we talk about his favourite film of all time as Total Cult Zone presents Gleaming the Cube.
Predictable. They expect you to behave as though what you do today is going to have an effect on where you'll be in 30 years. I mean, it's ridiculous to think that there's going to be anything in 30 years. I don't know what's worse, you know? Being blown up in a nuclear war or having a 7-Eleven on every corner.
You want it to be just like you? I think maybe if I had your haircut, I could sell more policies? Or maybe if I had your mouth, I could close a deal every day.
Give him a break.
Giving them too many.
They love you, you know? Yeah, they don't know what to think of me. Maybe I am as bad as they say.
Who says?
Everyone.
You're different.
They're living under this illusion that life as we know it is going to continue forever.
I'm in trouble.
You got a B+ in calculus?
This is murder. It was an accident.
They killed my brother.
You're not listening to me.
No, you're the one who's not listening.
It was a suicide.
They killed my brother.
No one knows anything except a kid on a skateboard.
It happened right here. I'm not lying.
You gotta hear what it sounds like from where I'm standing.
Everybody knows that you're blaming yourself for the way that he died, but I want you to know that your friends, they still think about you.
Somebody had to shake their tree. You said so yourself.
Oh, yeah. By the rules.
You got your team, I got mine. I guess we all do unexpected things sometimes, don't we?
Gleaming the Cube.
Let's get filthy. Okay, before we start, I do have to do an ad read.
Cool.
Okay. This episode of Total Cult Zone is presented by Pizza Hut. Eat pizza from Pizza Hut. You heard me. Eat pizza from Pizza Hut. Subtle. I think this film may have been sponsored by them. I don't know.
There was a lot of product placement from Pizza Hut.
Just a little bit. Absolutely didn't get it my first watch through. This time I was like, hang on a sec. Why is that scene in there?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get onto that. Mr. Sunset Skip.
Hello.
Or can I call you Rich now, as Skip is about to head into the night one last time?
Skip's about to, yeah, maybe not, does a wrestler ever truly retire, but I think as this episode will be coming out, I'll be recovering from Achilles tendon surgery. So, yes, Rich is very appropriate, considering we've known each other through many names, but also our real names.
Yeah. How many years now? How many years did you make it?
23.
23.
Yeah, 23 in November. So,
Right.
bar 6 weeks, I'll take that.
I've got the question why here. I think you've explained that one.
That's it. Stubbornness. If you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough.
Was it a hard decision?
Well, like I said, it's not maybe a permanent out, but at my age, at the amount of time recovery is going to take, it's a long pause, shall we say? A cat. I'm like a tiger, long pause. But yeah, I think the recovery is going to take a long time. I'm getting married in May next year as well, so lots of things to kind of make sure that wrestling goes on the back burner for a while.
Yeah, I want to be able to walk down the aisle.
Oh God, yeah, she would absolutely cut my head off if I couldn't do that. So yeah, got some real world things to deal with. So wrestling's going on the back burner for a bit, but life goes on.
Going to stay active in the scene.
That's it.
General manager role.
That's it. I'm still doing the hosting for Ignite Wrestling. And you never know, I might get some more hosting gigs. Yeah, whatever. But I'm just going to enjoy a bit of recovery. I was saying this week, I'm feeling quite beaten up, not just the Achilles, but just in general. I had a weekend where I had 2 shows back to back, and that made me realise I'm not 25 anymore.
Past your bedtime
Oh,
both
yes.
nights.
Oh, God, yeah. Anything past 8 p.m.
Okay, so today we're talking about a film that is close to your heart. Possibly I would never have heard about it unless you mentioned it to me about 20 years ago now.
Something like that, yeah, at least.
Yeah, Gleaming the Cube. When did you first see it?
So I've got quite a vivid memory of seeing this for the first time. It was on Sky, and I think we just got Sky, so I must have been 7, 8 years old, and I saw the trailer. And it's what turned out to be a scene later on in the film was the trailer and the big explosion which happened later on. And I remember seeing it and thinking, skateboards and explosions, this is a bit of me. So yeah, I would put it as probably late 89, early 1990, if I was to put it as a time frame. Somewhere thereabouts.
90s, because 89 was when it was released.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably 1991.
That sounds about right.
I've seen that films take ages to go over here back then.
It did. I was explaining this to, trying to explain it as much as you can to a 6-year-old, to my son the other day, that because he's Jurassic World mad at the minute. He loves dinosaurs. He's gone right back into the dinosaur phase, and he's mad to watch the new one. But it's a 12, and also I've said it won't be like ready to watch on TV or stream for until Christmas. And how wrong I was. It's available to rent and stream already, and it only came out of the cinema like 6 weeks ago.
Man, that turnover time.
Yeah.
I was saying we've got like films coming through for review that we have embargoes on.
Mm.
And we had one the other day that was a film I'd actually wanted to watch because I've heard some people talk about it. I was like, okay, how did they hear about it? Maybe it was like a festival.
Yeah.
Apparently it's been out in America since May.
Wow. That
seems
now quite rare.
Yeah, it's out now and it's like, oh, you got an embargo on it. It's like, why?
Especially in the streaming age. Like as kids, there was, even with video games and films, there's different regions, different formats, and that kind of made sense why you wouldn't be able to get the Japanese version of whatever it was, or the American version, because it was a different format or region coding. But now it's hosted on the same server somewhere, really, isn't it?
Yeah, or Daily Motion.
That's it.
Sponsored by sorry, sponsored by Pizza Hut. Obviously Pizza Hut. And aside from last night, when was the last time you watched it?
About 45 minutes ago. I just got to the scene where Brian's about to be skitching on the red Corvette right towards the end. So I'm just before that scene. But before that, I probably watch it because it is my favourite film. I probably watch it once a year at least to kind of make a concerted decision that I'm going to sit and watch it and just enjoy it. So yeah.
So you must be the person who watches it the most, or has watched it the most in the entire world.
I think so. I don't think many people
Christian
have
Slater
watched
watches
it
that much.
No. Although I saw an interview with Tony Hawk, and this is a good few years ago, and they're both still asked about that film quite a lot. So I think it is one where it has such a cult following. It's quite a obsessive cult following. Would that be the right term to use?
Yeah, there is a YouTube video with a guy who went to all the destinations in it, like all the locations, and it's quite an interesting video. It's like the John Wayne statue at the start of it. It's now inside the mall.
Oh, is it?
The school is exactly the same, pretty much. It's like exactly the same as it was.
Yeah, the hotel was something different. It's quite a fancy Marriott one now, isn't it? 'Cause it's on the strip for Disneyland in Anaheim, so I can imagine it's had quite a few refurbs over the years. Because it looked quite grotty.
The film is about gun running and skateboarding. Any experience of either in your life?
Not so many gun running. I tried a little bit in my teens, and it wasn't for me. But a little bit of skateboarding, I loved it. I mean, that Gleaming the Cube sparked a bit of an interest in skateboarding, and I enjoyed it. Tried it. I did a little bit of like half pipe skateboarding, and I was terrible and terrified of heights. But I was quite good at like the flat ground tricks. The scene where Brian's doing the flat ground tricks in the half-built building. I actually learned part of that routine when I was a kid because I could just about do the hopping on your skateboard bit. Although if I tried it now, I would probably shatter every bone in my lower body.
Yeah, because I've known you many years and I've never seen you on a skateboard at all.
No, I don't think I've set foot on a skateboard until since, oh God, probably 20 odd years since I've even set foot on a skateboard. So I don't know
Nothing
if
but
it's
wrestling
still,
instead.
that's it. Something just as good for your body.
Yeah, I tried it a few times and fallen off just as many.
Yeah, that's it.
It was cool to watch that. I used to like the when they had the X Games on.
Yeah,
I think Channel 4 had it the first few years and I watched it instead of like watching random extreme sports. Great
God,
stuff.
that's it. And do you remember the Extreme Sports channel?
No.
Freeview. There was the Extreme
Ooh.
Sports channel, and I think it was pretty much meant to be a hub for things like the X Games, and I think that Slam Ball League was on there. You know, the one which was like trampoline basketball. Honestly, it is as mental as it sounds. It's one of the most early 2000s concepts you could imagine. Have a look for some Slam Ball because it's wild how it didn't have multiple compound fractures per game because it's just a recipe for disaster, but it's fabulous watching.
Oh man. Okay. Shall we get into it?
Absolutely.
I was going to say, you can tell I'm into physical media, and I did actually buy a copy of this one to watch it.
Amazing.
But there are many versions on YouTube, so if you do fancy watching it, you don't need to have Amazon Prime to watch it.
No, definitely not. I texted you the other day, and I was really surprised to find it on Amazon Prime because I've got the DVD. It's one of the few DVDs that I don't have in storage in the loft. I say in storage, just in a suitcase in the loft. And funny enough, on the topic of physical media, I found a VHS copy of it in my sister's loft just midweek this week when she was saying I needed to move the last things that I've got in her loft out because they're having a clear out. So yeah, that's in a box in my car currently.
That's the answer to kid for, getting through college.
That's
It's
it.
worth quite a bit.
Oh, fabulous!
Oh,
I've found
£40.
no, that's not bad. But I had a look on eBay for some of the different. Sorry, a sip of water midway through a sentence. Great for audio
Professional.
content. Absolutely. I was having a look for some of the memorabilia I've got because I've got some signed I suppose headshotty things like stills from it. I've got one signed by Stephen Bauer and Christian Slater when they're in the car. Lucero's in the back and Brian Kelly's vice versa in the front. I've got a signed copy of that. I've got one of the original cinema posters that they would have had. I've got a listings guide, all sorts of silly things because this was in like early 2000s and they're God knows where they are. They're probably in some storage container that I've long forgotten about. And I had a Bones Brigade produced stickers, and even then that was quite rare to get hold of. So I've got those all somewhere stored away. I have to find them, and if I can find them, I'll post them up to you. What else did I have? I had film clippings from the scene where just towards the end, it was just towards the scene we were talking about where he's getting chased off by the motorbikes, by the three guys on motorbikes. He's being pulled along by the SUV. I've got it's just like 4 tiny bits of film on a little perspex card. It says a piece of the film. So yeah, quite obsessive with some of the collection I've got for it.
You're perfect for the show then.
Oh yeah.
Oh, then Gleaming the Cube, 1989, directed by Graham Clifford. Man with a strong pedigree in cult films. Prior to this, he had worked on Don't Look Now, The Rocky Horror Picture Show, The Man Who Fell to Earth, and The Postman Always Rings Twice, as well as a film called Fist, starring Sylvester Stallone. Don't get too excited. FIST stands for Federation of Interstate Truckers, and it's about union strikes or stuff like that. Probably Stallone punches someone or arm wrestles them.
Sounds good to me.
Although he worked on those films, was an editor, not a director. As a director, he's done only a fistful of films in varying genres. Most of his work has been on TV, movies, and TV series, including one episode of Twin Peaks. His last credit on IMDb has listed him as the director of a TV movie, Right and Wrong, from 2007, starring Kirstie Alley.
Wow.
I'm guessing he's still alive, but yeah, not really working too much. Writer, Michael Tolkien.
Any relation to JR?
Well, he's actually the grandson.
Ah,
I bet you didn't hear that one before.
no.
No, you wouldn't, because I
Just
just
being
made that up.
facetious. I've just realised it's spelled different, isn't it?
Yeah, from New York City, he started his career in TV writing for the TV show Delta House, which was a TV spin-off of the legendary National Lampoon's comedy Animal House. He
Ah,
wrote all 12 episodes of the continuing exploits of the Delta House alumni. The show had four of the original cast members returning, including John Vernon, who played Dean Wormer. Stephen First as founder, Bruce McGill was D-Day, and James Widows as Hoover. Obviously, the bigger name Jim Belushi went on to do better things, but the TV show did feature the acting debut of Michelle Pfeiffer, who appeared in all 12
wow.
episodes as the Bombshell. And Michael Tolkien's career has continued since popping up as a writer on a couple of TV shows, slightly less known movies. His biggest hits seem to revolve around apocalyptic scenarios, one being The Rapture, which was the next film we did after Gleaming the Cube. It starred Andy McDowell and a pre-Fox mold of David Duchovny.
Wow.
His biggest hit overall was 1998's Deep Impact. His last project was a TV miniseries called The Offer from 2022, starring Miles Teller, Matthew Good, Dan Fogler, Colin Hanks, Juno Temple, and Lou Ferrigno.
Wow, that's some cast.
Yeah, doing well for himself. So, onto the stars. The big name teen dream we're all here to see is Christian Slater, who, up until I checked his IMDb credits for the show, I thought he was in a lot more films
Yeah.
and had no clue when his films actually came out. This film is from 1989. It came out the same year as Heathers, which I think is the film that really pushed him into the heartthrob
Yeah.
status, into the limelight. Before that, his biggest film was probably The Legend of Billie Jean, which equally on levels of cult popularity as this one.
Was this before or after? This was before Cuffs, wasn't it? And
Yeah,
Pump Up
Cuffs
the
was
Volume.
93.
Wow. So, oh yeah,
Yeah,
relatively late as well.
His filmography is all over the place, and you think, like he did the cameo for Star Trek 6,
Yeah.
and I thought he was on a downturn at that point, but no, it was the year after Pump Up the Volume,
Wow.
99,
So
90.
yeah. So that would be kind of where he's. Yeah, I've just pulled up his IMDb as well. Like
Yeah.
Untamed Heart and True Romance were both
93,
93.
yeah.
Into the Vampire 94, Murder in the First 95, Broken Arrow 96, and then Austin Powers, like a cameo was an old one.
That's it. He's like True Romance is probably his biggest role.
Yeah.
That's Wally. I think that's a cult film which achieved mainstream recognition due to the fact it's part of the Tarantino collection. Obviously, Tony Scott, it's kind of gone. It should be a cult, but it's actually bigger than that.
Yeah.
But his career is like a series of cult films and a few attempts at bigger stardom.
Yeah.
And they've just kind of, because Broken Arrow was his last big film I knew about. And after that, it's kind of mid-range, straight DVD stuff.
Lots of cameos and lots of weird ones. What was it? Was it He Was a Quiet Man with Elijah Dushku? That was a really weird film, and that was when I was working in a Blockbuster. You know, that's how long ago that came out. And that was, I remember, that must have been 2006, 7, 8. And that was a really, really weird film. Very, very odd. And so the girl, I'm sort of going off on a tangent here, but the girl in the office he fancied, in his, I don't know if you've seen it, in his version of reality, she wound up being a paraplegic and then he looked after her. But the film sort of told as if this is all happening, and then it's not. It's very, very odd. And this is going on near 20-year-old memory based on it. I might have to dig that up. I think I've got that on DVD somewhere, but it was a very, very odd film.
Yeah, he was also in Alone in the Dark.
Ooh, a very bad film.
Yeah, based on a video game made by Uwe Boll.
I was going to say.
Uwe Boll.
Yeah.
I'll never pronounce his name. He probably wants to punch me now.
Making films that bad, we can call him whatever.
I like him. He just makes terrible films, but they're enjoyable terrible films. He used to follow me on Twitter as well, which was...
Oh, really?
Him and Tom Six.
Wow.
Both did Human Centipede, both followed me on Twitter at one point.
How bizarre. I had Mariama from the 90s pop group The Honeys follow me during it was just like the most random one. This is when Twitter was I saw something the other day. Sorry, I'm jumping off from tangent to tangent. I saw something the other day, and it was celebrities, um, early 2010s Twitter tweets were just wonderfully mundane. There's one where Wayne Rooney tweets Rio Ferdinand asking for a lift to training the next day. Rihanna's tweeted out like a holiday photo as her first twit pic. It's all like wonderful, like mundane stuff. Whereas now everything's such carefully manicured social media. It was just, it's not even the scandals that I enjoyed. It's just the wonderful boringness of Twitter.
Like the normal people.
Yeah, yeah, these huge celebrities doing completely boring things. It's somebody said the other day about going through celebrities' Instagram page and looking at their first handful of Instagram snaps. They're all invariably a holiday snap, one with somebody that is either a friend or a celebrity they admire, and they're really, really boring and naff. They're brilliant.
It was a simpler time.
It was.
People didn't know what to do online.
That's
No
it. You didn't
content
have social
creators.
media managers, and yeah.
Hey, Christian Slater, newest role, playing Dexter Morgan's dad in Dexter Original Sin.
Wow.
Coincidentally, I've been watching for the past week. I'm up to the last episode now.
Ooh.
It's weird
Yeah.
because it's seen him play a character that's supposed to be in his mid-50s,
Yeah.
even though he's in his mid-50s.
He's one of these sort of perpetually youngish characters in my head.
Yeah, it's just weird seeing him because it's like everything I watch him in, he's like in his mid-20s at most.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, he was in Mr. Robot as well. Did you ever watch that? That was really good. With Rami
First
Malek.
series, yeah.
Yeah, first series was great. I think I sort of tailed off in the second.
I'll watch the second series.
Yeah.
There were 4 of them.
Really? Oh,
There's
yeah.
4 or 5.
I definitely didn't finish it.
And as I was writing this, I actually remembered he did a short run in the West End playing Randall B. McMurphy in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest,
Oh, wow.
which I saw on its original run. I think it was
Amazing.
2004?
Wow.
2004, 2005. Weird show because it wasn't all actors. It was actually like him, Francis Barber played Nurse Ratchet, and the rest of the cast were all stand-up comedians.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mackenzie Crook played Billy. Stephen K. Amos and Felix Dexter were the orderlies. Lucy Porter was one of the nurses, and the rest were all like names of the panel shows at the time. There
Oh,
were people
wow.
you saw on that.
Yeah.
And after the show finished, they went, "Oh yeah, we're doing a charity show afterwards, like stand up improv." And you just paid an extra 20 quid. You went back to your seat after half an hour, and did like the Cuckoo Comedy Club.
That's
And
amazing.
it's like an hour and a half where Kenzie Crook come and did his character, and a bunch of the other comedians come out and did their sets, and then they did like half an hour of improv with Christian Slater, with Mackenzie Crook. Did improvised comedy like Hughes Lights anyway.
That's amazing.
Yeah, crazy stuff. I tried looking for it online if anyone filmed it, but no, this doesn't exist online, that stuff.
2004, no one had camera phones or anything, did they? You couldn't really surreptitiously bring in a Sony DV camera.
There are some shows from back then that got recorded. I remember some music shows I went to. They're all on YouTube now. London Story, like 2001, 2002.
Amazing.
Yeah. Other stars of the film: Stephen Bow as Al Lucero, the young
Lucero.
cop who both does like Christian Slater's Brian and hates him at the same time. Proper jobbing actor who's done 2 to 3 jobs a year since 1978.
Wow.
A total of 201 acting credits on IMDb. Popped up in 3 episodes of Better Call Saul as Don Eladio, and probably his most prolific role, he banged out 60 episodes of Ray Donovan playing Avi. The show actually had writer of Gleaming the Cube, Michael Tolkien, taken on 4 episodes of. So yeah, reunited there. Ed Lautner played Brian's dad, the guy with a face like a police chief. Again, proper character actor that you will see and go, I know that guy from something. And the truth is, you'll probably know him from several things, usually playing a police chief, army colonel, or ex-military dad, disappointed with his son.
Yeah. The cast in general feels very much like the quintessential cast who would play the role they played, if that makes sense. Christian Slater, played the troubled tearaway with a good heart, Stephen Bauer played the slightly cool on the edge character cop, maybe good, maybe bad. Yeah, Ed Lautner played the, like you said, the military cop dad role perfectly.
Max
Yeah,
Pernick played Yabo.
that's it.
Yeah, one of the few in the skateboard gang who wasn't actually in the Bones Brigade. Veteran skater though, and did pretty much all of his own skating during the film. Legendary jobbing actor, pretty
Mm,
much everything for 4 decades. Art Chudabala, Brian's brother. This is actually his film debut, and like every other actor, done an episode of everything from that point onward. Not kidding about jobbing actors being who've been in everything. Any face you see in this is pretty much where have I seen that guy before.
yeah,
You got
definitely.
Charles Cyphers is a standard for John Carpenter's films. Peter Kwong is one of the big hatted mini bosses in Big Trouble in Little China. I played Bobby.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, he played Rain. I think he's the one with the lightning, possibly.
Yes.
Yeah, he actually died a few months back.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah. Probably the only one who didn't have a huge career was Min Yong. Really bad pronunciation, but plays Tina Track, the weird love interest, which we'll get
yeah.
into. Incredibly short acting career. This is a TV movie called Internal Affairs as part of her resume. This and Big Trouble in Little China.
Wow.
Actually has one line. That's it. I recognize it directly from that because it's like, oh yes, Big Trouble in Little China. And yeah, you might notice there's a fair amount of 80s, 90s Hollywood Asian in there, and the heavy
Yeah.
quote marks around Hollywood Asian
Yeah.
because it didn't really matter which country they come from out that part
Yeah.
of the world because all
I
look the
see.
same, don't I?
Yeah. It's even the same, like especially in the early 2000s. I remember a lot of the gang in the first Fast and Furious film. I think they were meant to be Chinese, and then they sort of rocked up in anything. Whereas, like, oh, they're Korean, Vietnamese, maybe even Thai. It was just an Asian for hire, which was really not very PC when you look back at it.
Yeah, it was 2000s. I think they'd stopped doing it by then, but no.
Nope. Nope.
80s, 90s, it's rife though.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. On to the next lot, skaters. Could just say the Bones Brigade, who are the greatest skateboarding team ever created.
Hmm.
Created by George Powell and Stacey Peralta in 1978. George Powell was the engineer and designer behind the board, and Peralta was the skater. Who come to prominence being part of the Z Boys, a group sponsored by Skate and Surf Shop, who revolutionized the skate game in the early 70s. These guys are well chronicled in the documentaries Dogtown and the Z Boys and Lords of Dogtown, with the surf side explored in the film Riding Giants. All of them a combo written by, directed by, produced by Peralta himself. Possibly did the theme tune.
Did everything.
For Gleaming the Cube, Peralta was the skating technical advisor and credited as second unit director because he did a lot of the action camera stuff.
Yeah. And it's quite clear, having seen a lot of the early like Bones Brigade tapes and things like that, they're pretty much shot for shot how a lot of the tapes back in the day were as well.
Yeah, there was another director doing the second unit stuff. There's a Frank Capra III,
Oh,
who is the grandson of Frank Capra, who did It's a Wonderful
is
Life.
this the same gag you got me with
No,
earlier?
this is actually a real thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he did like the action shots as well, and you can tell one of them specifically, which I'll
Yeah.
point out, it is definitely him.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, he did all the second unit stuff. The filmmaking started in '84 in what is considered the first ever skate video, the Bones Brigade video show. It's helped popularize the sport and push the new style into the mainstream. Did this with the help of the team, which over the years had some of the godfathers of skateboarding, like Tony Hawk, Tommy Guerrero, Steve Cabello,
How about
again,
Caballero?
names. Caballero. Oh man, it's late. Mikey Lasek, Brandon Novak, Annie McDonald's, Rodney Mullen, Mike McGill, and a whole host of other names which I could just rail off.
Mhm.
These are the ones that stuck out for me though, because, well, limited knowledge of skateboarding, but I know those names. Obviously, the big one there standing out was Tony Hawk, who played a fairly major part in the film as Buddy, the product placement driver. Pretty sure you don't need to be big into skateboard to know who that guy is. He's all over the internet now,
Yeah,
still being Tony Hawk, riding around town in a truck, asking people to do gnarley.
that's it. Cultural phenomena.
Toy Guerrero plays Sam in the film. Big street skater. It was him who actually trained Christian Slater to do for the skateboard in the movie. And in 2013, the 15th annual Trans World Skateboarding Awards, Guerrero was recipient of the Legend Award on the red carpet.
Amazing.
On the red carpet preceding the awards event, Guerrero stated, "I'm super grateful that anyone really cares. To be honest, I'm conflicted. I'm not one to rest on my laurels, and it's hard to accept accolades for something you did 30 years ago. You know, I'd rather be appreciated for what I do now, but I'm super grateful." I mean, it's the technical aspect and consistency combined with what they're doing now is mind-blowing, but just where it's at now is insane. I mean, what Rodney Mullen sort of started with the technical aspect to a whole nother level, we know, making it extremely gnarly, extremely technical. I'd hate to be going up skating now.
Yeah.
Yeah, these days he does still skate, but it's mostly playing music. Great mix of funk, soul, jazz, and hip hop.
Amazing.
Yeah, I do have one of his vinyls.
Oh, really?
Yep, and your music collection will be so much cooler if you have a copy of one of them in it.
I will track them down.
Yeah, his 2003 album Soul Food Takiera, again, words. Soul Food Takiera was named the second best album of the year by Rolling Stone magazine.
I was going to say that rings a bell. I think I might have heard something like that.
Yeah, worth grabbing hold of. In amongst the other skaters, if you know who you're looking for, you can probably spot most of the Bones Brigade at the time. Rodney Mullen and Lance Mountain are both in the stunt skater list. Also in that list, Mark Rogowski.
The infamous Mark Rogowski.
Yeah, which you mentioned. I'm like, okay, I didn't know about this one.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking now, just having a look, because he was, so convicted of murder for assaulting, essaying, and murdering his, I presume, partner at the time. And he is probably due for parole. He was denied parole in February 2011, with the district attorney arguing that he remains an unreasonable risk to society. Another hearing was scheduled in 2015, but he waived it. In 2016, he was denied parole for 7 years. And in 2020, his parole grant was reversed by the governor, stating that Rogowski needed to gain a deeper understanding of his crimes. In 2022, he was granted parole, with his attorney citing the parole board's trained psychologist found him to be a low risk of danger. And then this was followed by a 120-day review period by the board. However, again, that decision was reversed, ensuring that he would be continuing his service. And as of November 2024, he's still incarcerated in Donovan State Prison.
Yep. Current meme lord Governor Gavin Newsom reversed it.
It's incredible.
Wasn't part of the Bones Brigade, but was an incredibly skilled skater at the time. He was so skilled, he was tasked with pulling off the big stunt at the end of the film. There was an incident in West Germany, which I think, although his life was going off the rails a little bit, his company was filing for bankruptcy. I think it may have triggered him a little bit. A bit crazy. There was an accident in West Germany where he either fell or was pushed from a hotel window. Although reports say he may have done a swan dive out of it voluntarily and landed on a wrought iron fence spike, impaling him through the side of the neck and jaw. Probably going to go with some head trauma there, which, not good for the brain workings. He returned to America, befriended an ex-surfer turned born-again Christian, and become a strict evangelical Christian. Broke up with his girlfriend, stalked her when she was dating another guy, and then hooked up with a girl called Jessica Burskine, who was a friend of his former fiancée, Brandy McLean. And then did what you said he did. There's a whole bunch of things I'll leave out for the true crime docs to go into great detail about, which I had to listen to earlier.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. He pleaded guilty and showed contrition to the acts. He got off with a life sentence instead of a death sentence, pretty much. But it was what he would have got.
Yeah.
All that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that contrition had a caveat that he was being led that way because he hadn't been following the Bible. And then he retracted it all and started blaming her for it. So he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I first sort of got into film trivia, so this would probably be early internet years, late 1990s, and reading up on the cast as you do, and then just thinking, Jesus, this is, and that is 25 odd years ago, and seeing, yeah, so yeah, still shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Picked up a bit here. Christian Jacobs, who is Gremick in the film, one of the skate crew. Child actor and aspiring artist, he landed a few small roles in sitcoms and films such as Pretty in Pink and Gleaming the Cube. He got to be good mates with a lot of the people on the set of the film and eventually started producing artwork for them, including Tony Hawk's Burnhouse skateboards and for Mark Gonzalez and Jason Lee's Blind skateboards. Yes, My Name is Earl Jason Lee.
Yes.
Yeah, because he was a former skater. He was actually a Mormon and had, as such, went off to serve as a missionary in the Sendai prefecture of Japan, lived around the Tohoku area for 2 years. When he returned to California, he joined a few bands and eventually, with his friends Chad Larson and Boyd Terry, formed the Orange County-based band The Aquabats.
Yes.
They play ska punk, known for the matching costumes, and actual stage name for Christian Jacobs was the Bat Commander.
Yes.
The connections and in general to the ska punk scene and skateboarding ended up getting them to be quite big on the scene, quite popular, being part of the 1998 Vans Warped Tour. Significant exposure on MTV because of it, and led to them getting their own TV show, accumulating in 6 daytime Emmy nominations over the course of 2 seasons.
It's wild.
Yeah, he is part of a production company called The Magic Store, with the goal of creating family-orientated television entertainment, and in 2005 he wrote and directed a pilot episode for a preschool targeted children's television series called Yo Gabba Gabba.
Wow.
Picked up by Viacom and Nickelodeons and had success with numerous television awards. Lasted 4 seasons. Man, words are not good for me tonight.
Yeah.
Lasted 4 seasons, but a live tour stage show has continued since, and recently Apple TV has picked up the show as a result of it, and Yo Gabba Gabba Land has 10 episodes up now on Apple TV, with another season planned for next year. Good job, that man.
Definitely him and Tony Hawk are the success story of Gleaming the Cube.
Yeah. And the last name on the list, right? This is a personal thing. Jimmy Star, listed as a skateboarder. I'm not sure how many people know about Jimmy Star, but he's an enigma. I believe he's worked for years as an extra and eventually started his own agency where he provides extras and he would do some of the work alongside it. As such, his filmography is vast, including every iteration of the Batman franchise from Michael Keaton to Val Kilmer, Clooney, Bale, and Pattinson.
Wow.
His filmography, if it were to tot up the amount of money made from them, makes him possibly the most successful actor of all time. He's in the original Ghostbusters, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Thrashing, The Lost Boys, Batman, which he did straight after Gleaming the Cube, Prayer of the Roller Boys, which is a rollerblading movie starring Corey Haim, Bust Up a Drug Dealing Gang, I'm adding that to the list. He's in The Mighty Ducks, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Heat, Starship Troopers, X-Men, Almost Famous, The Fast and the Furious, Legally Blonde, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Daredevil, Bad Boys 2, The Punisher, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Stiff. I've got it written down here. I'm sticking with that. Batman Begins, X-Men Last Stand, Superman Returns, Spider-Man 3, The Twilight Saga, New Moon, Avatar, The Twilight Saga episode, Starlight Saga Eclipse, Dexter, 24 episodes of, Spring Breakers, Iron Man 3, Fast and the Furious 6, X-Men Days of Future Past, Guardians of the Galaxy, John Wick, Fast and the Furious 7, Captain America Civil War, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, Suicide Squad, Blade Runner 2049, It, Aquaman, John Wick Chapter 3, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Joker, Star Wars, Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, Tenet, Fast and the Furious 9, The Batman, and Morbius.
Jesus. Yeah, surely he has to have been in the highest grossing amount of movies ever. And I wonder if it's, per line, what actor has a greater gross to dialogue ratio.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever read a line.
That's amazing. He's going to be the deep cut, isn't he?
But that's all the stars and non-stars and murdering scumbags. Sadly. Okay, the synopsis for the film. Brian's adopted brother is killed when he discovers that the shop he works in sends weapons to Vietnam instead of the medications. To the police, it looks like a suicide, but Brian knows better, so he skates off to investigate the murder himself. Sums it up.
It does. It's very clear plot.
Film starts as it means to go on. Lots of those fonts and graphics that inform you that you're on the cusp of the 90s.
Oh yes.
Fashion-wise, you can see in the edges as well. It's still got those 80s boldness being infused with a little bit of grunginess.
Yeah, very much so. It is. To me, that is probably the peak of what the 90s looked like. Now, it's funny you say this because ASOS a few years ago had a style edit, and I screenshotted it and it popped up on my phone a few days ago, like within the last week. That's why it's still fresh in my memory. And one of the style edits was Gleaming the Cube. It was Brian Kelly in Gleaming the Cube. So I'll send it to you because that was amazing that popped up. But yeah, to me, that is one of the truest pictures of what the 90s, early 90s, late 80s actually looked like. Slightly grungy, slightly wooden interiors. Everything still probably had that sort of brown into maybe grungy sort of colours because it definitely wasn't the bright colours that everybody stereotypes as the 80s and 90s as having. That was a very true picture of it.
Like the nostalgia porn of it. Like it's all neons and bright colours and some pastels if we're joking. It's like, no. Bit yellowy.
Lots of like sepia and hairspray, really.
Yeah. So I have this on DVD now, and the picture quality isn't crystal clear, but the wig on the Slater skate stand-in, I think it was Mike McGill on the intro, is just so obvious.
Yeah, and there's a scene later on where there's the big chase, and you can see the helmet on the skater. They didn't even put the wig on it for a really clear scene, and for a couple of seconds as he's coming downhill. It was quite a dangerous stunt. You can see he's absolutely herring around this corner, and you just see this guy's wearing like a massive grey helmet instead of wearing. Even if they'd spray painted it yellow, it would have been less obvious.
Yeah, it kicks off a lot of skating around the mall and the airport. You can see the work of Frank Capra the third here. It's great stuff.
The dialogue's awful at this point. And don't get me wrong, I love this film, but so much of the skatey dialogue is so bad now when you look back at it. It's just, whoever wrote it did probably never stepped foot on a skateboard or been near people younger than 35 in a long time.
Look at how old Michael Tolkien actually was, but yeah, they hire out a plane to see over the sea and see if there's any empty swimming pools they can skate in.
Corner of Culver and Alton.
Yeah, I don't know if that was actually a thing. I think they may have just made that up.
Yeah, I mean that must have been, even in 1988, 89, that must have been crazy expensive to do, mustn't it? But you see all of the kids' houses, especially Yabo's house, where he lives in his little sewer dungeon skate ramp place. They're beautiful houses. Brian's family home is beautiful as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, rich suburban kids, aren't they, really?
That's it. Rebelling against everything.
Yeah, see a bit of pool skating. It's quite good. It's the best parts of the film, really, the skateboarding.
Yeah, it's still, in terms of action, I think that still stands up now. And I think a lot of the action scenes are, although they're very hackneyed, they do tend to stand up fairly well because they are genuinely quite exciting and quite fast-paced and well shot. They don't seem to plod at all, both the skating and the action scenes.
Yeah, I mean, it's because they're actually doing it, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
No green screen.
Yeah, practical effects over green screen, it ages better.
Yeah, so Brian goes home after getting into trouble with the police, who give him a slap on the wrist. I'm not saying what the police would do these days. Probably would have shot them all.
They're Caucasian, probably not.
Yeah, that's true.
Sam would have probably got one.
I think Vin was with them, his brother. He would have been arrested. But yeah, he meets Vin, or we meet Vin, who's a Vietnamese kid they adopted. I'm not sure they explain why, but they did.
Something Vietnam.
Yeah. There was like a whole thing about this. I'm like, is this like an anti-communist film? Are they trying to rewrite Vietnam again.
Yeah. Although, yeah, maybe.
I had a theory. I did write it down. I'll see what you think at the end of it.
Okay, go on.
But yeah, it's very much a case of he's the smart kid, but then he's jealous of Brian, who he thinks is the good son as well. And they'll think
Mm,
each other is the good son. Quite a nice relationship.
yeah.
Finn has good grades, job at the local Vietnamese and electrical store. And he spots a few irregularities on the receipts for the Vietnamese anti-communism relief fund. And the owner and the other employee, Bobby, big trouble and little jolly guy, don't like this. As I heart-to-heart with Vin and Brian about their parents and their opinions about it. And he asks Brian what he thinks about the future, and it's what's the problem with adults, and it's
Here's what I think. Adults are predictable.
Don't count on it.
Yeah. They're living under this illusion that life as we know it is going to continue forever. So they expect you to behave as though what you do today is going to have an effect on where you'll be in 30 years. I mean, it's ridiculous to think that there's going to be anything in 30 years, you know? I don't know what's worse, you know? Being blown up in nuclear war or having a 7-Eleven on every corner.
And what if the world doesn't blow up? Then where are you gonna be?
I don't know.
with the anti-communism stuff. I forget this was still in the era of the Cold War
Of course.
because the Berlin Wall hadn't come down yet.
Blimey. God, culturally, that's why I'm thinking about that.
Yeah, this is 89. Berlin Wall come down in 89, late 89. So this would have been out before that.
This would have probably been shot 88, maybe late 87.
I'm thinking 88 because he did Heathers in 89.
Mm.
I think that one was possibly the one they were more positive with, and this one may have been sort of a year or two before, and they've just put it out because it's always going to be a big film. Yeah, put the skateboarding one out.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, so Vin gets himself killed because they think he's a commie supervisor, and they rig it.
Bobby and Wynn said he's had it done to him before, and he's still here, which is a lot. Just even as a child, I found that such an odd line. I've had it done to me. I'm still here. I mean, can you not see the fault in your logic, mate? It's it's not going to bring you back.
Yeah, Brian's the only one who doesn't buy this being a suicide, and after venting his grief by doing some sweet tricks on a half pipe, the real way to express your sadness and grief. Turns up in the greatest funeral outfit ever.
Yes.
That's the style. Put that into my will. Everyone has to turn up to my funeral just like that.
That's it.
And he investigates the murder himself. He finds a random shopping list and skates past Tony Hawk at a Pizza Hut van. This episode is sponsored by Pizza Hut. It's literally shot off Pizza Hut van. Tony Hawk walking towards Pizza Hut van with pizzas. Christian Slater skates up to him, says hi. Tony Hawk says hi.
Pizza Hut.
He gets into the Pizza Hut van that's shaped like a Pizza Hut.
It's
next scene.
I miss Pizza Huts that were shaped like Pizza Huts. Because they used to be, I remember going to the one in Stevenage when I was a child, and it was iconic, you know, the ones shaped like the Pizza Hut, and it's almost quite depressing that they're just not there anymore.
I mean, they still have Pizza Huts.
Yeah, I think most of them are sort of little takeaways or food court kiosks.
I think there's one still around my way, but yeah, I can't remember seeing any in London anymore.
No, I mean, there were, God, 20 years ago, there was probably one on every corner, wasn't there?
So Brian gets the list translated, and they translate the word drugs because it is a list of stuff for first aid. So pharmaceuticals, drugs, and Bobby sees this and mistakes what he's seen. So this entire film was built around a misunderstanding that if Bobby just went, all right, he doesn't know what he's doing, didn't follow him, he'd be none the wiser, and this film would end.
The end.
Yeah, stuff happens. Christian Slater ends up in the back of the car, and we hear the Vietnamese version of Nowhere to Run.
Which is a bit of a belter.
Yeah. It's really good, that song.
It goes well. It's not,
Yeah.
I would love to hear more Vietnamese Motown.
And that's followed up by Never Can Say Goodbye during a fight scene, which is not as good.
No.
That's an old one.
There's a struggle, I think is the best way to put the fight scene. It's in the script it was no doubt written as a struggle ensues. that was probably all the direction they were given.
Yeah. And then Bobby gets killed. There you go. That's it for him. It would have been better if he had his electrical powers. And we have another angry skateboarder scene, letting off steam in a warehouse this time. And this is the bit where you get Frank Capra taking the role of the action camera shots. I don't know if you noticed this, he's going through the warehouse.
Yeah.
And there's all the stuff on the floor.
I think that's actually a really, really good shot. And a lot of that I mentioned at the start, that was used in the trailer that I remember for Sky TV when it was. I'd love to. I really hope it's on YouTube or something. But the advert for it, there's the little ident before, coming soon on 9th of October, the home premiere of Gleaming the Cube, and it's the terrible early 1990s voiceover guy that Sky had. I'd love to find that. But I really like some of the shots, especially how it's sort of weaving around. I think nowadays that would definitely be something that's done with GoPros and drones, but seeing how it would have been done.
Yeah, it's just
massive boxy camera.
The point of view shots, and like I said, the stuff on the floor of the warehouse. They're actually stepping over sort of planks of wood. It's like, yeah, the skateboard wouldn't go over that.
Yeah.
That's one time it kind of lets it down. Also, the bad wig returns.
Yes.
Which seems like the big jump.
That's it.
And after more grief has been spilled, he goes to speak to Vin's girlfriend, who can't hang out with Brian because he's American, and he looks like a bum.
Fair.
Which is a bit rude,
Yeah.
Dude's brother just died.
That's it. No grief, no.
We can't hang out. I can't. What are you talking to me for? Like, you were dating my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, and?
That's it. There's not a lot of sympathy for this poor boy.
Yeah, and he has to go corporate, wear chinos.
Yeah, which, to be fair, is pretty much my work outfit. I realise when he comes downstairs to greet his mum, I think I own that exact shirt and blue chinos, and I think I have worn that combo to work in the last 6 months. So, Christian Slater's still a style icon 36 years later.
No frosted tips, though.
Ah, if only. If I had any hair, I'd still frost my tips.
Yeah, what do you know? As soon as he cleans himself up and starts finding things out by hanging around his dead brother's ex, who seems to be moving on. To him,
like without barely shedding a tear. There's not even a second thought about poor old Vin from that.
Yeah, it was really weird. It's like, is he hitting on? Is it they kind of bonding because they're no, they're actually.
Yeah,
that's a bit weird.
That's it. Yeah.
But yeah, after cleaning himself up, he can infiltrate places a lot easier.
That's it.
For some reason.
Espionage is easy when you're in chinos.
Chinos and a nice jumper.
That's it.
The outfit. Sweater.
That's it. The choice of a middle-aged man.
Yeah, this is where he does some breaking and entering and finds some guns. Uses a skateboard to scoot around the place, which is quite neat. And then improvises an incendiary device with it.
I love that scene where he's just lobbing the little firecrackers into the water cabin and, conscientiously moves it away from the propane tank. I can't get my words out. And I think it's a really fun shot that it's like just in the second third of the screen. Propane. Like 2/3 of the screen are this propane tank. And then everything else is happening just to the side of it. Really subtle foreshadowing there.
Yeah, police come along and can't find any evidence, even though they'd find probably half a skateboard if they look close enough.
Well, he still used that skateboard in later scenes. It was only after a following scene where that same skateboard was finally trashed.
Yeah.
Which I actually, it was... when I was watching it earlier on tonight, it only just dawned on me, because I presumed when the propane tank went up, so did the wooden and plastic skateboard. But no, it was slightly charred and he was still using it.
So did he go back to get it after it exploded? He must have done.
Or did it just sort of pour it out midair, slightly singed?
I mean, he shielded himself from the explosion using a wooden pallet. Which is like, it's not great to pick up big holes in.
Yeah.
Propane tank, metal shards.
Yeah. I mean, that would just rip you in half, wouldn't it?
But yeah, he plants some evidence there. This all leads everyone to Brian, and the hired goons are in on the case. They chase after him with some motorbikes. Another neat little chase scene.
Mhm.
Believe this is the one that injured the stunt skater.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he got injured during this one. He got hit by one of the bikes.
Ouch.
Mm.
There's no doubt 'cause it looked like quite a hairy stunt all throughout, actually, because you got us again where it was sort of shot by the second unit team. You got a sense that it was really quite a fast scene, for want of a better word.
Mm. And when we're in the interview room, we get the first homophobia and racism in a film from the 80s, which is usually rife, but it is used in context.
Yes.
Is decent, and there's like actually no racism in this.
No.
Which is weird for an 80s film.
Yeah. Normally it is just casual racism, plenty of homophobia, and maybe even some sexism chucked in just for bants. There's no gratuitous nudity considering it's a 12, 15 because there's an F word in it, which never dawned on me until that interview scene, and I watched it on tonight's rewatch. It only dawned on me that there was an F word, and I don't know how that escaped my psyche forever.
Yeah, usually there's some hard F's and R's in there, but there's none of that. Not even when they're like joking around.
You'd expect it, yeah. There's no, yeah. It does feel like if it was made today, there'd be a few more gratuitous F words, and even if there was an early 2000s one, there'd be a random topless scene for the sake of it, because male early 2000s gays.
I mean, they've not got much options in this one, have they, really?
No, but they shoehorn it in.
Yep. Finally, Slater's skateboard gets trashed, as you said. Weird, it didn't get trashed by the bomb. It's gonna bug me now.
Yeah, honestly, that bugged me, and I wondered if I'd missed something, so I went back and watched it.
Yep, they interview the two goons who speak Vietnamese. However, they do the old trick of bringing in someone who can actually speak it, and they don't realise. They get a confession out of them, and it's all go to the big finale. But first, Slater needs to come back on the skateboard. He gets Yabo to build him a new one, a stronger, faster, more metal, and cool skateboard.
The black wheels.
They
just go faster. Yeah.
Then they get the band back together. And this is possibly my favourite part of the film, actually. Tony Hawk getting called up on the phone, and he's got like 5 phones on his bedside table.
I love that. In a film which it doesn't need much comedy, I think that is a fantastic visual gag. Just because it's so subtle, and and then you think, well, why would a 19-year-old need half a dozen phones next to his bed? I kind of got the idea of maybe one for work for Pizza Hut, but yeah, I love that visual gag. It really, really made me chuckle.
And it's got like the whole thing of him going back to bed and then getting back after a couple of seconds. It's like the most tension in the film. It's like, oh, he's fallen asleep. Oh, no, we're right again. I want to film with that character.
Yeah, a day in the life of Buddy.
Yeah, Tony Hawk's great in this.
Yeah.
More product placement. Remember that Pizza Hut truck?
It's back.
Yeah, the big finale.
Big red. The big red machine.
And Slater has his safety helmet on, which, if you watched that interview, it was his sore point for the film. He made him feel like the least cool person on set.
Yeah.
It's made him look like a penis.
I like the bit where he's in the car with Lechero, and even when they're doing you can see there's obviously the doubles who are doing the driving scenes. Even the doubles wearing a helmet and just sort of waggling their heads around as they do we're going fast around the corner, and that chase scene, it makes me laugh because it is the first time I ever saw it was in Beverly Hills Cop, which every corner has the massive oversteer, every understeer and oversteering into every corner. And you just if you'd just sort of taken it a bit tighter, you'd have already caught him quite some time ago. But you just went a bit heavy on the oversteer and understeer.
Yeah, and this end chasing is like this weird mashup of comedy
Mm,
and comedy that's been absent for the entire film up until this point.
yeah,
'Cause it's got like some humor in it, but it's not outright
yeah.
slapstick.
But
And
it's
this
got
is like,
those elements in there.
yeah, it's like really over the top comedy, and it's during the climax of the film.
Do you think it's just because it is your classic 80s car chase, which, they've all got all the stereotypical beats where they drive through the alleyway with the boxes and there's the two fellas with a pane of glass going back and forth and the truck with the chickens in. I think The Simpsons did that, have done that gag over and over again. Um, yeah, I just think it's maybe looking at it with 2025 eyes, it is comedic because you've seen that cliche chase dozens of times and it's been parodied for 25 years now.
Possibly it's just the fact that they're doing a traffic jam. He starts getting
Yeah,
like, annoyed and
I'm
beeping
a
the
cop. I'm a
horn.
cop.
Yeah, and they get the door ripped off, and the bad
Mm.
guys like getting angry
Oh,
with
the
the
voice
copies.
in the car cracks me up. Your right door is ajar. Your right door is ajar.
How could a door be ajar?
I don't know.
But yeah, he's impressive skate wise. He's got the big stunt in it. The Brian going underneath the truck to reach the Pizza Hut van full of
Yeah,
skaters. And oh, you remember the Pizza Hut van? Pizza Hut.
this
It's like
episode brought to you
yeah,
by Pizza.
it's an impressive stunt,
Yeah,
but it was shot so close you can't see it.
yes.
It's like if you could do that, shoot it like from every angle
Give a
possible.
wide and tight.
Yeah, cut between them maybe, but it's shot like directly in front of him, which again is impressive, but you can't see it.
Mm. I suppose it's the technological limitations, isn't it? Like nowadays, that would have been, a dozen GoPros and drones and 360 cameras
Yeah,
everywhere. They would have probably made it less visually appealing now because you would have 36 cuts all showing fragments of it rather than a fragment of it. So,
mm, possibly. They would probably just a green screen anyway. It would have been like, yeah.
yeah, that's it.
But yeah, I also missed out
Well,
the coolest part of the film where they all come over the horizon, all the skaters and the truck.
which again is a funny bit because Laundale has already killed one person, shot another, and he tells the fella driving, run him over," and the fella driving just does the ultimate sort of wiggly waggly steering wheel and then randomly turns because he has a conscience.
Well, he has to play chicken with Tony Hawk
That's it.
in,
And I
in the
love
Pizza Hut truck.
I love again, you can tell how many times they shot that scene because there were really clear skid marks all down the road already.
Oh, and that's pretty much the film.
Mm,
Yeah, it all wraps up with Christian Slater doing a big jump and hitting the guy with the gun,
that's it.
and then
Trashing the board.
probably getting off with his
Brothers,
dead
dead brothers, yeah.
dead brother's ex, who has also just lost her dad.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh man, I'm not one to shame anyone's kink, but she has a strange view on things.
Yeah, that was really weird though. It's just that whole relationship.
It's a
You know,
weird subplot that's kind of needed, but also not.
it's I can't remember what show I was watching. I think it's the YouTube channel I watched, Red Letter Media. I think they called it the Not Gays.
Yeah,
It's like every 80s film and 90s film has to have a romance thing
yeah,
to make
they're
sure
not
everyone
gay.
knows they're not gay.
Yeah, and it's like even I don't even think that their relationship needed to even be platonic. It was just you and my brother's girlfriend. Let's have a little bit of grief together, and I don't trust your dad. Let's move on. It's like in a different context, they could have sort of had a flourishing relationship, but just how the films progressed into that point in the narrative, she was very much a side character who was just sort of given a bit more screen time for the sake of it, which feels really odd.
Yeah, maybe they were trying to push her to be like a proper star. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, it's the weird part of the film, really.
It is. It's very odd. It's in a track. Just yeah.
Film cost 10 million to make and got just under 3 million back at the box office.
Wowza.
Made up a sizable chunk of that, however, on the home market for rentals and sales of the VHS because it picked up a pretty big cult following back then. Wasn't well received by critics, but the home audience didn't care. Official review by real critics, the ones that use pretentious foreign words to describe the mood and feeling of a piece. They're all snotty. Normal people generally get the idea of it. It's a stupid movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's a pizza and a pop. I mean, brought to you by Pizza Hut. It's a pizza and Coke film, isn't it? There's no depth to it. It doesn't pretend it needs any depth, but it is enjoyable.
It's called Gleaming the Cube. I mean, there's alternative titles they had. They had Skate or Die.
Mm-hmm.
Decent. A Brother's Justice.
Sunday afternoon melodrama.
Yeah, it's like movie of the week.
Yeah.
And Challenge to Win Again.
Oh.
But they landed on Gleaming the Cube, which means... Okay, what does Gleaming the Cube mean?
It means the ultimate. Now, this is where my nerddom comes into this. It's from an interview in a skating magazine. And I think the guy who came up with it just came up with the term on the spot. And then when they were researching ideas for this film, it took it from there. And Yabo even mentions it. He says about Brian, he's the cube, and how he's reaching the ultimate. So yeah, that's where it came from.
Yeah, skater Gary Davis in Thrasher magazine asked the interviewer, "Have you ever gleamed inside a cube?" Very likely while stoned, because it means literally nothing.
Just word soup.
It has, however, taken on a new meaning since, by movie reviewers. To fail so badly, there is brilliance in the failure.
Oh, that's harsh.
But yeah, looking at this on the surface level, it's a really sweet 80s movie trying to capitalize on a skateboarding trend, wrapping it around the standard gun running plot. It's like when every film in the early noughts had the parkour scene.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Mishmash of things thrown together by a marketing department. You had a script and they had a trend and they mashed them together with a hot new talent of the day. And combined, it creates something that shouldn't work and absolutely does not work.
Mm-hmm.
But to a point, it ascends to a new level where it does work.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's just, when you go through a freezer and it's getting close to Christmas and you need a bit of space to get all the stuff in for Christmas, and you end up having a dinner which is like a couple of mini Kievs, a waffle, a few bits and pieces, a chicken wing, some frozen carrots. It's like that. None of the parts really add up to much, but you have it, and on that moment in time, you really quite enjoy it because it was just what it was. I think that is Gleaming the Cube at its essence.
We'll look a little deeper though. This is the idea I got was it's anti-communist propaganda that tells us we have to conform to be able to do things. Because although he does still skate to achieve the victory, he has to do with safety equipment and has to change his appearance to do so and gain the trust of someone. So he's sort of blending. It's almost propaganda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. That's quite scratching the surface quite deep there. Yeah.
I don't know if they explain what the guns were for. Were they for the anti-communist league or were they for the communists?
Well, everything was through the anti-communists, but yeah. Colonel Track was, as Lawndale said, you've killed people. You're in the army.
Ex-military.
So which side was he on?
Yeah.
Was he selling it for both sides, as gun runners are want to do?
Also written down here, he's also going to be boning his dead adopted brother's girlfriend while she suffers from grief about him and her dad's passing. So, yay.
2 for 1.
Yeah. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've watched it a few times now. It's cult viewing for sure. Don't expect high art.
No.
I think the one thing that bothered me with it was it needs better music.
Yes.
And I'm not sure skate punk skate punk would be obvious.
Yeah.
It would fit really well, but then it'd be too cool.
I think with the music, the genuine feeling I got is that in terms of timeline and popular music, it doesn't really fit any of the timelines that would have had appropriate stuff to it. Skate punk was really quite a subgenre of a subgenre. It was too early for grunge. It was too late for metal and hair metal, and that wouldn't have stylistically fit with the film. And a lot of the skate punk music was too underground to be used in a mainstream movie. So it was really quite weird. And it felt like there was a lot of points where they could have really had some good music within there. Like the opening music, the Gleaming the Cube thing, stylistically doesn't make sense with anything in the film. It's just your standard sort of 80s Heimsaben, Shuki Levy sounding opener, isn't it? You know, you've got the male high-pitched rock singer, you know, like the Budweiser adverts, the Real Men of Genius, that sort of thing. It sounds like it could be that sort of tone and style. But yeah, the music never really did anything and added anything to it. And knowing how integral a good soundtrack can be, even the incidental music, it was just vaguely Asian-y sounding in times, with just some like sort of twinkly drums and wind chimey stuff. But that was just, these people are sinister, rather than anything major.
Yeah, when the skateboarders are coming over the horizon, there's like a cavalry type crescendo, but it's on a Casio keyboard.
Yes.
Sounds really bad. But yeah, the end song's pretty good.
Yes. The Brother to Brother, Robin. Oh, God, what was it? I'll remember this in a moment. But yeah, it was Brother to Brother. But I can't remember the artist.
Yeah, that was good. And they say the intro music is terrible.
Yeah.
And the DVD actually has that while the main menu comes up.
Oh, fabulous.
But it's on a loop. Because that's
Billy
what the song
Burnett.
is. It's just the first riff. That's it. It's just that on loop constantly.
Oh, God.
It's like playing an old video game.
There was, on Amazon a few years ago, a version of the Gleaming the Cube theme song popped up. I wonder if I've still got it in my library, because I haven't heard it in years. Robin Thompson, Gleaming the Cube, sounds very different to the version in the opening credits.
Maybe there was an original version and they've had to replace it.
Quite possibly.
Might be why it's not been released more widely, because a lot of films from that era have not been able to be released because of the licensing rights on the songs.
Probably very weird, very muddy versions in terms of copyright.
Might be why it's on YouTube so many times. No one cares about it. Okay, let's get out of here. Where can we find you online?
You can find me in many different places, but best are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever it is. I'm kind of phasing out X because it's just a cesspit, really, isn't it? It's I don't really post on there all that much and barely doom scroll through it. But at Find Sunset Skip, I'm even dipping my toe into TikTok, but I have no idea how it works. As a man in my 40s, I just scroll through and all it is the videos that I would watch on Instagram a week earlier.
You're supposed to do dances on it, or do drink stuff, like you put coffee with iron brew.
Oh, no.
Like some idiots.
Oh dear, that sounds terrible. Tell you what I did mix the other day, and it turns out it was an actual cocktail. I had some whiskey and I had some Disaronno, and I mixed that together, and it's called a Godfather, and it was delicious. It tasted like a lethal Dr. Pepper, and I had 4 of those and was very, very merrily pissed.
Sounds amazing.
It was. And for somebody who rarely drinks now, that was that knocked me for 6.
I live vicariously through you on that one. And as always, you can find me at totalquotezone.com for this kind of stuff in zine form. That's right, my website is Zine. There's all my thoughts and dreams laid out in a Xerox black and white magazine. Or zine. Whole bunch of stuff on there, including movie reviews of random films I don't have time to cover on the show, music, playlists, art, and links to social media sites. I'm on Blue Sky and TikTok. That's it. Because I'm cool in it.
That's it. I haven't thought about Blue Sky. I probably should.
It's fine. You need to be on it a lot though to do the work.
Oh, really?
Mm.
No, I'll avoid that then.
That's totalcultzone.com.
That's
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, buddy.
Pleasure to watch again.
And it was always a pleasure to talk about it. I love this film. It has its flaws, but I love it.